Good afternoon and welcome to Captain Morgan's War Games. Today's the Arks tournament, Omens Grand Tournament pack has dropped, and we'll be looking at this bad boy and going through and having a look at what it means for orks predominantly, and maybe Space Wars as well. Let's get into the first. We've seen the Arks of Omens detachment. That will be the only detachment you get, unless you get the allies, and the only way to get the allies is through the Battle Brothers on page 8. Now, the Battle Brothers, if your Arks of Omen detachment is an Imperium detachment, you can include one of the following as an allied detachment: one Agents of the Imperium Auxiliary Support or Patrol detachment, one Imperial Knights Super Heavy Auxiliary detachment containing one Free Blade unit, one Votan Patrol detachment. If your Arks of Omens detachment is either in a Sariani or Drakari, you can include one Harlequins Patrol detachment as an allied detachment. If your Arks of Omens detachment is an Astra Militarium, you can include one Astra Militarium Patrol with Militarium Tempestus keyword as an allied detachment. If your allied detachment is a Gene Stiller Cult, you can include one Brood Brothers Patrol Auxiliary Support or Heavy Super Auxiliary detachment as an allied detachment. If your Arks of Omens detachment as a Chaos detachment, you can include one Chaos Knights Super Heavy Auxiliary detachment containing one Bane Blade as one Dread Blade as an allied detachment. If your Arks of Omen detachment is a World Eaters detachment, you include one Legionnaires Demonica Patrol detachment that only contains units with a Khorne keyword as an allied detachment. Same for 1,000 Suns, except it has to have a Zenith keyworders. Death Guard Nurgle. If it's a Traitor Astartes, you can Emperor's Children, you can include Legionnaires Slanesh. If it's Emperor's Children, you can include one Legionnaires Demonica Patrol detachment. You can have, if your Arks of Omen detachment is a Legionnaires Demonica, and your armies is a Disciple of Bellicar Army of Renown, you can include one Traitorous Astartes Patrol detachment, and you include one Chaos Knight Super Heavy Auxiliary detachment containing one House Korvax unit as an allied detachment. Note that this means you can include two allied detachments, even though normally you can only include a single allied detachment. So that's where it is. Pretty much everything else is the same. Deploying the armies is alternate. Whoever wins the roll-off takes first turn. So just to clarify there. Now, the secondaries. Assassination has changed slightly. So that now you score an additional if any character was killed by a troops unit or an armature war class, an armature class or war dog class unit, then you gain a command point. So if you can kill something with your character with your troops, or if you're running knights, the armature or war dog, then you get extra points. Same with Grind It Down. You gain a command point if your troops unit or your war dog class or armature class destroy a monster or vehicle. If you saw more, if they kill a unit, more, if they kill more, yeah, if they kill a unit, so that's quite good. Warp ritual. Yeah, psychic interrogation is now if you're within 24 inches and invisible. That's changed slightly. Engage, everything here. Engage is more than 6 inches away from any other table, but there's been a change to retrieve. No, that's more than 6 inches away. So they're the same, but I believe, as the orcs have only got 3, and the 3 orcs have got are, as you know, purge the enemy, stomp them good, green tide, but that's changed, that's within 3 inches of any quarter now, and get the good bits. And that's improved. It's 4 points per thing, and a maximum of 6. So you're going to, within 3 rounds, you should be, in 2 rounds you're scoring 12 victory points. Green tide is the other one. I'm not sure you're taking that, so it'll be so really get the good bits is you're probably building around, and possibly green tide if you're doing that as well, but other than that, no. If you're orcs, Necrons 3, Ancient Machinery, Purge of Vermin and Treasure of Eons, slight changes there, but that will be, I'm not going to cover that. Space Wolves now just got the Warrior Pride at the end of your turn, score 3 victory points. If 2 or more Space Wolves units from your army are within engagement range of any enemy units, will complete a charge move this turn, and neither of those units are within your own deployment zone. So, and with the changes to the battle sheet, which means they have now sticky objectives, Space Wolves might just get a little bit better, points wise as well, drops. So I'm going to the missions. All the missions have the same name, same map, same layout. The only difference is that they've integrated the second missionary into the mission. They don't break it down. Yes, it's still control or domination, though it doesn't say that within the rules. Yeah, so any one that is in your opponent's deployment zone and tear down the icons can prime explosive. I'm just seeing, because I know Tides of Convictions one has changed, and we'll cover that right now. The supply line. In this mission, at the start of each player's command phase, if a player does not control the objective marker in their deployment zone, roll a 1 to 3, roll a d6. On the 1 to 3, that player does not receive any battlefield CP. So that one particularly, you lose CP if there's a possibility of not gaining CP if you don't control. Yeah, I'm just looking to see if there's any others. And the same with conversion. If it's not the warlord's not on the table or not in the transport, you roll a 1 to 3 and you do not gain the battle. So it's a little better, but still a risk. And that is pretty much it. There's not anything else in this book. 1750, decent price. Got the rules in there, terrain features, stratagems from the rule book, psychic, all the phases in there, basic rules, scoring sheet, all the missions, incursion and strike force. They haven't changed, names are the same, maps haven't changed. A couple of the ways of gaining command points have changed, and rather than break it down, it's all in one lump. They don't do the domination or the other version. It's just, but it's still domination. It's either domination or the other one. Domination is hold 2 or more. The control is control 1 or more. So missions still do that, except they haven't mentioned that within the those names within the thing. You've still got the secondary objectives within the mission, except they've not kept. That's not separate anymore. It's all within the same. It's not separated. So, what does that mean for orks? Well, orks still in a very good place. Quite competitive. Not quite. Not S tier. Not. You're probably bottom of mid to bottom of A tier. B tier at worst. So in that middle bracket. So in a good place. Space Wolves need a little work. I think their secondary could do with work, but saying that, they can take the space from the Imperiums, Adeptus Astartes ones, which are pretty good, and they can take the generic ones. So they're pretty good, and I won't cover the neck ones because Nick will do that, and I would head over to his channel to do that, and that's it. really, I'm pleased. The next video will be me breaking this down for an orcs or a space wars player on how I would build my list with this in mind. My next game will be against Nick, of course, and I'm going to do a video of a list build with this mission pack in mind, and it's going to be a snake bites, because I told Nick snake bites. I still think Goths is very good. I think the blood axe with a lot of infantry in there could be quite good. Goths again, I think will be quite good. Are the army renowned speed freaks? No, I think you can still get a formation into that, because the army of renown will still work. Yeah, because the arks of omen detachments will allow you to run the speed freaks, because you can have 6 fast attacks, and that's plenty to run to run a speed freaks army of renown. I mean, all that arks of omen detachment is a more flexible way of getting a battalion, a tournament, an outrider, a vanguard, a patrol. You can do it any way you like, and it's costing you no command points. So I'm pretty impressed with that. We'll see what it does to the meta and where it goes, but I'm quite hopeful, especially with what orcs have to build a list and get it on the table and see how it works. Thank you for watching. If you've have enjoyed, please hit the like button, press the subscribe button and hit the bell button to stay up to date with all my content. Also feel free to share anything you've enjoyed. Remember, everybody knows the dice are loaded.